Andreas was out there jogging. What's his status, and did everybody else come through all right?
Yeah, everybody came through all right. He's getting better. So he did a little bit more work today, played as a neutral for a little bit. So again, each day you'll see how he feels.
And speaking of Andreas, maybe a little bit off the beaten path, but I was kind of going back through and trying to figure out who your guys' best free kick specialists have been during your tenure here. And are there any names that stick out for you that you've had over the last 7 or so seasons here?
In terms of service, obviously Rosales was very good. His service was good over that period of time. Ivanschitz is good. I'm trying to think of who else we've had. Morrow was a key guy for a few years. I think in our early years we were struggling trying to find somebody to hit the free kicks, and we had different people hit them. Montero hit some early on, but then we switched off that. Trying to think. Flaco Fernandez hit some for a little bit too. His were okay.
And what kind of boost does it give you as a team to have that capability versus not having it?
Well, it gives every team a boost, when you have somebody that can hit free kicks and pretty well. I mean, you can come up with all these plays and create all kinds of things, but if you have a good service and good runs, your chances of scoring a goal are enhanced.
MLS is going dark during COPA America, but it looks like you could be without some key guys for, about 2 or 3 games anyway?
Yeah.
Is that disappointing? Was there any way around that?
No, it's just the way it is. I think, our guys that get called in will probably miss the New England game and the DC game, and then we'll see. It depends how far the team goes, and that'll determine the other situations for them. But, it was something that we knew was going to happen. We weren't going to, be able to stay completely clear of that.
And I did hear that maybe MLS guys wouldn't be going into camp until a little bit after it opened. Do you expect them to be around for the Colorado game then?
Yeah, the MLS guys are supposed to be here for the Colorado game. They don't go in. The European guys come in, I think, a little earlier, and the MLS guys go in after that weekend.
Sure. What's been the biggest factor, you think, in Jordan's little 3-game stretch right now?
Just confidence. I think scoring the first goal, you get some confidence, and you feel better. You're more willing than to pull the trigger. You're more willing to make those runs, but also within that, the guys understanding. Okay, this is a ball I can slip into him. The ball Kovar laid into him that took an extra touch on, but it was a good ball. Dempsey now knows when to put him through. So all those things are important.
Is where he's playing factoring into it at all?
He scored 2 of his 3 goals playing from the right. He's also learned from the right how to come inside a little bit more. It was disappointing in the last game because the one where Dempsey comes inside and he overlaps around him. Parkhurst trips him off the ball and, nothing gets called. And that's a red card because if he doesn't trip him off the ball, he's in and he scores a goal. So, so he's knowing when to make those runs, and he gets the goal from Ivanschitz where he's coming from the right, coming inside. He gets the goal in Colorado where he's on the right and the ball comes through, he beats the guy and shoots. So I think just his understanding of, even when he plays wide for us, that, when is the right time to come inside.
2 of the last 3 wins have been by 1 goal. He scored in each. I don't think he's carrying you guys necessarily, but is it safe to say without him that you guys would not be in such a great place right now?
But goals are goals, and you expect, guys. So for me, it's the team scores goals. If we want to just say it's individuals, you're not going to win much. It's our team scores goals, and it's been Jordan that stepped up. It could have been Dempsey. It could have been Hercules Gomez. Could have been Chad Marshall again. As long as the team scores goals, that's all that matters.
How is Victor Mansoret coming along, both S2 and sort of behind the scenes?
He's coming along. Obviously he's a young player, and so there's the growing process on the field, the growing process off the field. But he's gotten a couple of goals now for S2. We've been playing him at center forward pretty consistently, and he's continuing to grow into that position. There's areas he's got to still improve. He's aware of that, but I think he's making progress.